cheese wheel. Right. Hello guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, we're going to talk about BTC. We're going to talk about Ethereum. We're going to talk about Ripple XRP, King XRP. Looking to make some good things, some good price action. If things stays the same, right? We're anticipating some heavy price action from King XRP, and we're going to talk about all of that good stuff, right? So let's take a look at it, right? Let me see. I think the sound is good, right? Yeah, the sound is good. So, and we're also going to talk about the dollar. We've been anticipating a reversal from the dollar. It is not reversing right now, right? That's one of the options we're looking for the dollar to push back up. If not, it could break this support area, and it is going to be very nasty over the next like a few weeks and so on, right? So we're going to talk about all of that good stuff, but keep that in mind. The dollar could possibly one of the setup for the dollar is like to give us another pushback up to the upper level of this trend line, right? So remember, we've been anticipating a dollar reversal from this point, but we said, okay, you can either get a parallel channel or you could even get a wedge pattern that time, right? That's what we said. It could even be a wedge pattern depending how aggressive we're going to be pumping from 90s, low 90s, all right? But we're going to get back to it, right? So King XRP managed to pump back up to 60 cents. That's nice. Okay, 50, almost like 50 to 60. That's pretty good, right? So that's a juicy move, man. But I mean, it's a 20% pump, but if you don't pay attention to it, it is gonna do it without giving you any warning. Okay, you just have to pay attention to it. It is not a setup like you basically gonna be anticipating these 20% pump. They're just gonna pop out of nowhere. Okay, it's not gonna give you time to react, right? It's not gonna give you time to react. But let's go ahead and take a look at BTC. What's up, Wonder Boy? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Hey, what's up, Strengths? So daily just closed. So we're gonna start off with the daily time frame, right? So when you take a look at the daily time frame, as we mentioned previously, right? BTC, as long as BTC is staying above the 21 EMA on a 2-day basis, it is bullish. Okay, it is bullish, especially on a daily basis. So we need price action to dip below the 21 EMA because we already got a bearish, bears already created a bearish setup on MACD, on the MACD, but they're not creating a bearish setup, by letting price stays above the 21 EMA. You see what I'm saying? So it is kind of very challenging for the bears to drop the price without first like closing below the 21 EMA. Okay, most bulls are gonna be very confident. Okay, we talk about it before the drop. We talk about it before the drop, right? Right there. Right? It's not even yet at 1-to-1. Okay, it is not even yet at 1-to-1. But what we've been anticipating also is like, since like bulls, they're low 0.618, bears, they're also low 0.618 up to 0.786, right? We said it is most likely not gonna break 0.618 easily. Okay, it is most likely not gonna break it, and as you can see, we did bounce back up, okay, from just about like 17,650, right, depending which exchange you're using, right? And right now it is bouncing back up, okay, to the 21 EMA on the 6 hour. So that's going to be the next level of resistance, which is just about like 18,758. Okay, 18,758 on a 6-hour basis. So on the daily basis, it is bullish again. Okay, so it is most likely going to see we're most likely going to see some heavy price action in this range, right? We're going to talk about it when we take a look at the hourly basis, right? So now let's go back to the 2-day basis, right? So on the 2-day basis, we just got a sign of bearishness, right? It is not, I mean, yes, it is strong. Okay, 2-day MACD already crossed bearish. Once again, okay, the first time we crossed bearish right there, right there, okay, I was like, oh, we're gonna be dumping. Okay, yes, we did drop. However, that drop was just accumulation, right? We did drop right here. It was accumulation, and we still making high highs. It is kind of incredible. So even though it is bearish, guys, it could be incredibly bullish. Why it could be incredibly bullish is like, if we're gonna be making high highs, we talk about it. Remember, guys, we talk about it. If MACD on a 2-day basis and 3-day basis, right, if they're gonna keep making high highs, right, it means, okay, the circle could make another high right there. Okay, it could make another high, right? So it is something like you gotta keep in mind. 3-day MACD is still looking very juicy, not breaking down. So bulls still in control. Okay, bulls still in control. All right, until we get a heavy price action below the 211 EMA on a 2-day basis, right? Which is I mean, it's not that bad if you take a look at it on a 2-day basis, which is just about like 17,190. Okay, 17,190. So you got a very low volume at the top. That was, that's a sign of weakness, right? So big sell volume on a 2-day basis. So let's see if we're gonna get a follow through. Okay, a follow through will basically come from a breakdown and accumulation over the next like a few days and so on, right? But remember, guys, bulls are still in control. Price action can still make lower highs, right? As long as we basically accumulating in this range, okay, it is just going to be sideways correction until we get a heavy price action, okay, to the downside. Big volume, okay, big volume. So daily starting red. So we just closed the 2-day 21. Okay, we just closed the 2-day chart, right? So as I mentioned, I did not expect like this 2-day candle, right, to close like below 17. Okay, if you watch my previous update, I said it clearly. Okay, I don't think the bears are looking strong enough to break it. Okay, especially when we go on the weekly basis, right? Let's go on a weekly basis. If we go on a weekly basis, yesterday, right, the weekly basis candle was already engulfing like on Tuesday. That's not good. Okay, that's not good. Most of the time you're gonna get a pushback up. So you want to see engulfing like Friday, Saturday. Okay, but if the candle is already engulfing like in 24 hours, most of the time you're gonna see some more buying pressure. Same thing happened right here, right? And we were very confident price action was gonna push back up. Okay, we were very confident, right? And we said we got a very good chance, right, with that 6-hour retest, right there. Okay, I think it was like Friday, Saturday, something like Saturday, Sunday, right? We bought the dip right there, something like that. Okay, I can't remember the date, right? But it was like after the CME close, right, on Saturday, Sunday. So we just bought the dip and took it back up. So are we going to moon in 2021? I would like to wait at least for the 50-day candle to close, the 50-day cycle, and we're going to take a look at, because I'm watching like another cycle too, which is like the 3 weeks cycle. Okay, the 3 week cycle, it is now let's see, like let's say 21 days. Oh, that's not that. Let's see when this cycle started. Started on the 2nd, right? Right there. Okay, this candle started on the 2nd. It is still making low highs, right? And 21 days after that, you're looking at it's gonna close just on the 23rd. Okay, and on the 23rd, we know why the 23rd is so important. If you've been trading crypto the last 3 years, I know most people remember like December 17th, but December 23rd, most of the time it is a bottom for alt. Okay, somewhere around like December 23rd, 24th, 25th, it is most of the time bottom, alt to bottom. And so it is something like I would like to see, right, after we close the 50-day candle, right, the 50-day cycle. We're gonna have to close it on the 16th, right? And on the after that, we're gonna have to wait basically for the 21-day candle also to close, right? Why it is so important? Because remember what we talk about regarding a top formation. Okay, we said BTC loves to basically give you a beautiful engulfing bearish pattern on a 3 weeks time frame, not monthly, not weekly, okay, not 50 days, okay, but 3 weeks. Okay, so, and if you take a look at it right there, you got 14K, right? What happened next? Right after that, we dump all the way down. Okay, we didn't dump all the way down straight to 4K, because when I was calling for 4K BTC, people thought that like I was, just talking. We're never gonna retest 3K and so on, right? So and people just blaming on COVID, right? So, and right there, okay, we got another one right there. And as soon as we got this candle, what I said, guys, we're gonna be dropping 50%. We're gonna be dropping 50%, right? So, and right there we got a double tweezer. You can call it a sandwich, whatever you want to call it, right? We dump. Okay, got another one, capitulated down. So, and the only one we got, okay, we got one right here, but we did push to the upside, right? That was like near all-time high. So that's not good at all, right? So that was like just about like 1200, right? All right, so that was like nearly all-time high when we broke the all-time high. So, and the second one is like this one right there. Okay, we got one right here, but we just broke out, right? So best thing to do, right, is like to wait until somewhere around like late December, right, to see how we're going to be closing this candle, right? And I know most people are calling for 14K and all of that good stuff. Yes, we're probably going to retest 14K, but we do not want to retest 14K in December. That's it. Let me take that back. Okay, we do not want to retest 14K, right, before December 23rd. All right, that's going to be very bearish. Why it is going to be very bearish? You're going to get another chance of seeing a bearish 3 weeks engulfing bearish candle. That's going to be absolutely bad. Okay, we're going to get something like this. Okay, I mean, it can still push to the upside, but however, since like we already get away with this one, I do not want to see another one. If we're going to be bullish, we just have to basically probably just retest it and bounce right back up Why is so pink today? Let's see. Okay, mean retest it and bounce right back up. Okay, so that's going to be extremely bullish. Okay, if that's the case, I'm going to be bullish in 2021, extremely bullish in 2021. Okay, however, if we get this candle and we close right there, I might just be cautious. Okay, I might just be cautious and see, you know, the first week of, you know, January, second week of January, okay, how price action going to develop, right? So, or maybe even like the entire, you know, month of January, not even do anything, just watch, right? Because you got like plenty of time to just huddle, right, and not do anything, right? So keep that in mind, right? We want to, you know, most people want to read now. Most people want to buy BTC at 14K, right? But they just don't know how serious it is, like to retest 14K in December. It is very serious. I said it back then right here, okay? I said it back then right here, right? I said it when BTC was at, I think, you know, somewhere around like 11 and something like that. I was like, okay, we're gonna retest 10.2, but we have to retest 10.2 before the weekly close. So something like that, right there. Okay, so Alonso, when moon? Are we gonna moon? Okay, basically gonna moon, man. It's gonna moon, man. Basically, it is still bullish. It just needs to create some bearish pattern, and then we could see some dooms. Okay, now let's take a look at the weekly. So weekly, I like to, you know, I like to take a look at the 7-day chart, right? Sometimes. Why the 7 days chart is so the 7-day chart is so important? It tends to give you like resistances. Okay, you know, I said it multiple times. BTC loves to break out when Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Why Tuesdays, right? Because that's going to be the end of the weekly candle close for the 7-day, right? And Wednesday, that's going to be the opening of the weekly candle for the 7 days, right? And of course, Tuesday is just a follow through, right? So, and I've been saying it like forever right now. So most of you guys are already familiar with it. So it tends to give you like a good level of resistance, right? So as you can see, even though we drop on a 7-day basis, the volume is not a lot. Okay, that's not a strong bearish sign of reversal, right? So low volume last 7 days right there. So this candle just opened like on the 9th, yeah, which is like what? Today is Tuesday, right? So I think Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. So yeah, it just opened on Tuesday, and yeah, Wednesday was the 2nd day, right? So, but it is not bearish on a weekly basis, right? So yeah, you got this candle. Even though like next week we can still drop, make some lower lows, right there. If the volume doesn't confirm it, right, it is not going to be that bearish. Okay, it is not going to be that bearish. All right, you want to see something like this, all right? A big red candle closing below the year 21, bang. Okay, or you want to see something like this, something like that, right? Or like that. But as of now, bulls, they just buying the dip, man. They just buying the dip. Hey, what's up, Jonathan? I mean, market manipulation. I mean, it's I mean, one thing I just like to trade the market and not try to think about the wealth and what they do, right? I mean, they can dump the price right now all the way down to 10K, and everybody gonna be saying like, oh man, manipulation and all of that good stuff. But I mean, it is gonna happen, okay? We just have to deal with it. Right, we just have to deal with it. That's gonna have to deal with it. Yeah, they can sell at once because if you know they need a lot of buyers to sell at once, right? So, but they can sell like when price action is moving in a triangular formation like that. They don't need to sell at 20K at once, okay? They want to sell a bit at a time, right? So they're gonna sell right there, buy the dip right here, right? Because most people are not buying, you know, only well they're buying and selling, right? Buy the dip right there, and then as price is going up, they keep selling, okay? They keep selling all the way up to resistance again, and then you know, dip the price again, okay? Dip the price again, right? So and create panic right here. Right? And most people are going to be calling for a descending triangle, right? Bang. Okay, that's possible, but I'm not saying it's going to play out like that, right? So that's just my personal view, and I said it right there, and I said it right there, okay, and I said it right there also last year, right? So said it twice, right there. But most people only remember like 20K, okay? Even at 20K, even though I was bearish, you know, from like this point, from like 9K, 10K, 10.5, and so on, right? But as soon as we broke out above like 11 on a 2-day basis, bang, okay? Bang. Okay, we said, hey guys, that's very, very bullish, so don't play with it. All right, John, cheers. Yeah, man, let's just watch and see what we're gonna get. And but the most important analysis right now, the most bearish possible setup we could see, right, is like price dipping below the 21 EMA. That's just a, I mean, it is just what it is, man. But I gave you guys a back testing on it right there, right? Back in 2019, we crossed above it. MACD crossed bullish, give us a big warning. Bang! You can see like we pump all the way up to a 10.5, right? And as soon as we dip right there, right? Got bearish crossover, bearish cross down, right? What happened next? Bang! Okay, what you needed to wait for? We needed to wait for this, right? Wait for this again. So after I back tested it, I was like, you know, first week of October, I'm not gonna mess with this one. Okay, even though I was bearish right there, okay, 9K, 10K, I'm not gonna mess with this one. Okay, I'm not gonna mess with this one. So now let's the 3-day basis, it is kind of, it takes forever. It is kind of like the weekly basis. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. So the 3-day basis is like it is very slow. Okay, it is not reliable enough. Okay, to I mean it is reliable, but I just don't want to wait for it. Okay, I'd rather wait for the 2-day basis. It is gonna give me a better warning, right? But 3-day basis is gonna give you confirmation. You see what I'm saying? Like right there, when we did cross bullish, right there. Okay, you already got it on the 2-day basis, right? And you kind of hesitant, right? Saying, hey man, should I take it? Should I not? You just switch, wait for your 3-day basis to give you a confirmation. You be like, okay, let me just suck it up now, right there and right here. It might take like a couple of days, like maybe. This one was simultaneous, right? They both broke out at the same time. So hey, what's up, Clay? Okay, the G7 regulation. I don't think they can do anything with BTC, but let's see. Okay, if we get any good news, this sucker gonna moon. That's one thing we just have to know. But if you get some bad news, it is kind of weird. But most people wanted BTC to moon, right? But now most people want BTC to dump. It's just doesn't make any sense, right? If you just want $1 million BTC, you just don't want BTC to dump at all, right? But most people now saying, oh, we're gonna be buying the dip right here and so on, right? You just gotta be cautious because you don't know how deep the dip going to be. Okay, you just don't know how deep it is going to be, even though it is bullish. Okay, you can't take that away from the chart right now, but just be cautious, right? Now let's move on to the lower degree right now, the good stuff. Okay, so the lower degree, one thing I just like to always pay attention to is like a bullish divergence on the hourly basis. Okay, and both on MACD and RSI, that give me a better comfort, right? So let's take a look at it on the RSI, right? So RSI not looking so great. Okay, you got a small one right here, but if you're looking for a 5,000 point move, right, this small divergence right here, it's not gonna give it to you. Okay, I don't think it will, right? Personally, right? You take a look at your MACD, right there. Okay, what you got right here, right there. All right, so everything is basically calling for what? For lower numbers, right? However, now the MACD got enough strength, right? Either price action can dump without MACD even crossing bearish. You know that, right? Why MACD might not cross bearish is like MACD is closing basis, right? And price action is what? Lows, right? What I mean by lows, price action is like you look at your price action by lows and highs, right? For instance, on the hourly right there, it is your highs, okay? 18,630, right? But price action did not close at 18,630. Okay, same thing. Similarly, if like we dip down here, right? Let's say we just dip down 90%, 80%, 90%. That's good enough to call double bottom, right? For me, you could retest it, right? Price action could retest it right there. What I'm doing right here, come on, buddy. Right here, right? But it's gonna bounce right back up. So your closing basis might be right here. That's why sometimes you see like many wicks like that or like that, right? And MACD does not cross bearish, just like what we got right here. You can see, right? Even though we dip after the pump to like a 19.4, we dip right back down to 18,350, but price action did not even like do anything. That sucker kept pumping and so on, right? So let's just keep that in mind. If we get this dump to the downside, right, that's a lower degree. It doesn't have to be a dump, whatever. Okay, we just could call it a retracement, right? Because price action will retrace regardless. Okay, we could see right? Possibly, right? And we're going to talk about the other option later on, right? But we could see a retracement down here, right? And another pushback up, right? And another pushback up. It can either make a lower high, or possibly make a high high. That's very possible, right? And another dump right there. Okay, another retracement, right? So take a look at it right here. What we got? This one I told you even before we played it. Okay, when BTC dump, I was like, we're gonna pump back up, we're gonna drop, we're gonna pump back up. The third drop, that's what you need to look for. Okay, the third one, okay, which is going to be a triple bottom, but at the same time it is going to confirm, right? This move, this flat correction is not a continuation one. It is basically a what? A reversal one, right? So can we get this? Can we get similar structure? Yes. Okay, we can get similar structure, but we just haven't seen yet a strong reversal yet on the hourly, right? So let's see if the hourly 100 EMA going to reject the price, right? Okay. So let's take a look at BTC on the daily, so I can show you also what I'm telling you, right? Right there. Okay, take a look at it on the daily, similarly, right? But this, back then I wasn't playing this setup, but you can see like what we got right here. We got this flat correction, right? What you got next? You got a 50% pullback. Okay, it can even drop down to a 0.786, right? Or 0.618, depending on price action and volatility, right? Guess what? Bang. Okay, this setup right here, that's the same exact setup we played last week or a couple weeks ago, right here. Same exact setup, right? So that's why I was very, very confident BTC was gonna reverse back up, right? Same exact setup. But we don't have to play it right now. We don't, right? So but one thing we also could anticipate on a lower degree is like if you're scalping this move right here, right, is also a valid move right there. Okay, so a retest of like 18.1, low 18s, right, and a pushback up. Okay, if we're not gonna get the initial bearish setup, right, which is also a three-way move, okay, which is a WXY. Remember, you incorporate your patterns with your Elliott waves. Okay, I haven't been talking about Elliott waves for a while, but I still use it, right? So but this pattern is very, very powerful. Okay, it's very, very powerful. And if you go back, let's go back to 10K era. You can see like back in September when everybody was calling for 5K, even though I was a bear, okay, back then, guess what? Many analysts been calling for what, 7K and all of that good stuff. 96. We did not short it. We longed it. Okay, right there, because we did recognize the pattern, even though it was kind of ugly, but we could not even break the 6 hour also, right? So 6 hour 100 EMA, right, to be specific, right here. Not you. Take a look at it right there. Okay, it's a similar pattern. It just, the only difference is like, right, it's no difference at all. It's just like how you read it, right? So it's just how you read it. Okay, and then we just said, hey, we're gonna be buying the dip. Okay, and I was given live update all the time saying, hey, this area of 10K going to be support, right? 10K going to be support. Buy the dip. Okay, we're gonna take it up. Okay, take it to the upside, right? All of that good stuff. I mean, yeah, I can give anybody like a financial advice, right? But I don't know. I mean, looking at the macro scale for BTC, I mean, I think anything below 20K is a buy, to be honest with you. Like just dollar cost average, right? If it dips like even below 8K, I talk about the Trololo trend line. Let's go back to Bitstamp. For those of you who've been watching me like since 2019, man, it's already 2 years, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at the weekly basis, and let's add the Trololo. Okay. Okay, you take a look at this yellow line, right? I only use it on Bitstamp. Okay, you can also use it on BLX, on the BLX chart, but it's gonna give you different numbers, right? But on Bitstamp, it has been very constant for me, right? So one of the reasons last year when I was anticipating BTC at 5,700, right? BTC was like what, like 12K, okay? And we said by December, okay, we're gonna retest 57, right? Guess what? BTC retested what? 64. Okay, we said by December 15 we're gonna retest 57. Why one of the reasons why I was expecting this move was like the Trololo trend line was projected to be at 57. As you can see, if I put my mouse right here, you can see price action right there going to be 57, right? We did not quite hit 57, but was close enough, right, for before BTC. Okay, not even like 10% move, right? Just like last couple of days we got 10%, right? So, and right now if you take a look at the Trololo, it is at 83. Okay, it is at 83. So let's do this. Let's do this. It basically has a right now the initial value is like 83.35. 83.35, and the growth rate is like 1.13% a week. So come on, like, okay, we already know it's gonna be just about like 84, 85, right, in 2 weeks, because I already calculated, like, over the last few weeks I've been paying attention to it. But let's say by first quarter of 2021, right, which is let's say 12 weeks, right, plus 4, 16 weeks. Okay, let's just say 16 weeks to round it up, right? It is going to be at 10K. So regardless, okay, how low BTC going to drop, if you see BTC like below 10K, according to this trend line, it is going to be a strong buy. Okay, strong buy, right? So even right now, even if we drop down to like 8K and so on, it is going to be, of course, a strong buy. So one thing you just don't want to see, if we go back to the chart, is like you don't want to see price you don't want to see BTC price below the trend line. Okay, you don't want to see price action below it. Yes, it can drop below it, but it doesn't like to stay below it more than basically 5 to 10%, right? So let's just keep that in mind. Sometimes, due to volatility, price action can dip like 30% below it, but it's not going to close like more than 15% below it, right? Right here, one of the most aggressive dip was like March, right? Back in March, the Trololo trend line was at 63, 64, right? Remember, right? We were waiting for it at just about right here, but you know, we could not catch it, right? So we dipped below it right there. How low did we dip below it, right? Price was at 63, and then we dipped nearly 40% below it, right? Nearly, right? But we only closed like 15% below it, and only, you know, stayed below it like for 3 weeks, not even a month. So and I talked about it back in 2019, not like right now. It is not like something I just started talking about. It is something I talk about like January 2019, when I was like BTC has bottom. Because if you check the trend line right there, BTC retested the trend line at 3100. Okay, exactly right here. Okay, 3100. And many times right there also. Okay, whenever BTC dip down to the trend line, it tends to pump back up. I just don't have time to show you every single move, right? But I did it back in 2019 already. So, and I made a video about it also, so it's not like something I'm making up, right? So if all these moon boys telling me like I'm a doom boy, I've been a moon boy right there, not right here. Okay, I was a moon boy right here when everybody was expecting what, 1800, right? February, March 2019, I was like, this sucker is going to 6k. I was one of the first guys to call 11k when once we pumped like dump like to 7k. You guys remember June 7th, June 4th? If you go back to the price action, which is like what most people are expecting right now, right there, right? This move I called it live, right? This move I called it live. Okay, BTC is dumping, but market is calling for 11k. Bang. Okay. So so let's just keep that in mind, right? So right here, okay, that's the type of a price action most people are talking about right now. But back then I was like, we could expect at least a 1-to-1 extension of the previous move, right? And it's going to take us right around like 11 to 12k. We pump all the way up to 14. So Pi cycle. I don't use Fibonacci sequence. This sucker has a big delay, man. I will take a look at it. What is it called? A Pi cycle? I will take a look at it. I mean, I just explained to you regarding the Trololo trend line. The line is at 83 right now. I don't know if we're gonna retest it again, right? We got a good chance to do so. Market is crazy, right? However, if we drop down to at or below the line at some point, remember the line after the first quarter of 2021, it is going to be at 10k. I already showed you, right? So I think like buying the dip is the most, you know, it is going to be the most profitable setup right now. Okay, dollar cost average, and not try to time the market right now. Unless you're trading. If you're trading, you're accumulating, it is, you know, different story. Okay, if you're trading every day or you're trading every, you know, you're watching the market every day, it is something different. Like right now, I can say, hey man, we bearish, we can drop down to 16k and all of that good stuff. However, if we're talking about the macro scale, 16k is nothing to what we could get over the next like 5, 7, 10 years. Okay, so I mean, anything can happen, man. Like, I mean, in this market, you can never say never. Okay, I've seen like real, real companies. Okay, dropping 90%. So, so. But let's. I think we got. The Pi cycle. I can't find it. Uh, 666. Did you spell it right? I don't see Pi cycle right here. Let's see Pi chart toolbox. I can't find it. I mean, bought at 10K, sold at 17K. That's a nice move. I mean, I just typed the entire wolf. Okay, don't tell me I don't know how to spell, because you can see it, right? Sometimes you get like different name for these indicators, so people might call it Pi cycle, but it might not be the oh, right here, you see, because this sucker now is showing up. Okay, it has 235 likes, so got two of them. So what's the best time frame to look at it? This sucker is not showing up, right? So maybe weekly. Let's check the indicators. Long moving average. I mean, sucker is saying like 350. Just remove this. Okay. Daily. Okay, let's go on the daily. I'm on base time. Oh, Pi. Oh, get some Pi. Yeah, you got 1, 2, 3. No more Pi's. Pi top. Let's check it. Let's move it back. So let's see. Yeah, XRP is going to the moon. Okay, these two moving averages are nothing but 360, 350, and 111. I don't know why, but uh, so let's see. It's kind of weird, but yeah, it looks like it is still bullish. So there's no sign yet right here. I will take a look at it later on, right? One, two, three rejections from this. I think that's a 111. Then we're getting another slowdown in momentum right there. So this sucker is very if if what I'm saying is correct, right, it only gives you a signal, right, when, right, when basically this red moving average, right, which is I think the red moving average, right, is above the green moving average. You can see like right there, that's the first sign of sell, right, and the second sign of sell was after the second crossover right there, nearly, okay, right, and the third sign of sell, it is right there, okay, right there after the crossover, right. You can see we got another crossover right here, right, just like what we initially started with, just about this area. It was a little delay, but you get the concept, right there. So if we're gonna apply the same scenario, right, we could anticipate like this sucker to pump so hard, right? Why? Because these two moving averages, if and only if, okay, the last top formation going to replicate, okay, the previous top formations going to basically replicate in this area, right, we're going to need a narrow price action, not narrow price action, but the moving average, okay, this red one, it has to narrow up, go parabolic, right? Oh my gosh, this is very bullish, man. Should not have shown me this. So, and the green line, right, probably, right, going to be something like this, right? Let me change it to green, right? And after that, we're gonna get the bearish cross over right there. It is not a bearish crossover, it is bullish, but for some reason this sucker is calling it bearish, right? And after that, we're gonna get the pie right there. pi cycle top. Something like that, right? So if that's the case, right, that's what we're gonna expect at some point. Okay, at some point. And but who knows? Okay, who knows? Because if I just remove everything, bears can also say, a bear can also say, hey, how about this one? Why didn't you basically draw this and draw that, right? So if you're very bearish, you're gonna make a valid argument, right? That's just, that's just temporary. Okay, but let's see how it is gonna play out. Oh, I don't know. I don't know about the candles and wick song. Oh, okay, you got it already. So you know exactly what you were asking. So if they cross, we got bearish. I think it's the moving averages are 350 and 111. So I don't know if they're EMA or MA, but they there. All right, guys, we got 32, 34 watching, including myself. So I already hit the likes. Let me double check. Right? I think I already hit the likes, but if you haven't done so, help me out, right? I mean, I don't know if you're gonna moon right there. It was just a general analysis. I'm not saying we're gonna pump. What I'm saying is, okay, in order to get another a pie top, okay, it means like we're gonna get something like that, right? That's what I'm saying. Okay, so be cautious, right? If you're a moon boy, be cautious, right? And just best thing to do is just buy the dip and buy the dip till you see the pi cycle. That's it. That's all you need to do. Yeah, I'm no face. I sometimes his streaming are pretty late, so I don't know get the chance to see it. But I know face. Yeah, yeah. The crypto space 2021 is totally different. Like to 2017. 2017 was ICO. Okay, but now it's like people are trading hard, not waiting for ICO. Okay, they leverage trading and they swing trading and they doing all of that good stuff to they don't need to wait for a bull run to make the money. You see what I'm saying? So that's the difference between 2017 and 2019 through 2020, 2021. Yeah, Ether will explode. So now let's go ahead and take a look at Ether, right? Before we talk about the explosiveness of Ether, right? We just have to keep something in mind, all right? that pi cycle seems like it only works for for BTC, right? So, but I will check it later on. So Ether, one of my favorite moving average for Ether is like the 21 EMA, right there. So whenever price is above it, I said it multiple times, right? Whenever price is above it, Ether is bullish. Okay, the thing is, you can get an Elliott wave analysis showing you Ether gonna be dropping, and my price action can drop, right? But you know, as long as Ether price action is staying above the 21 EMA, cycle gonna be it is going to be very, very challenging for the bears to give any sort of a bearish structure, right? The structure is there, okay? The structure is there. It is still a flat, okay? Sometimes you just don't know how long this flat correction can be, right? The correction is there. You got 1, 2, 3. You got 1, 2, 3. You got a possible five-way structure right there, okay? Because you remember, flat correction is what? A 3, right? You got 1, 2, 3, and you could get this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that's what we said January 3rd, right? Back in you know, early January, okay, January 3rd, 2020, we said if Ether drops anywhere around like $100, it is going to be very bullish, okay? So I know sometimes the mistake, like most traders, including myself, we tend to do is like we stick to a price level. We all, okay, wanted to buy it at $50, even though $80 was so close, right? Buying at 50 like is like the I don't know how can I say it, but we all wanted to buy at 50, right? But if you're looking for Ether to pump like to $300, $400, right, target, I think $100 to $80 buy, it is okay. You don't need to wait for 50 exactly. If it dips down to 50, you're gonna buy it. But one thing we've been waiting for, when Ether was at 87, we said, okay, let's just wait for it to retrace down to like you know, 67 and all of that good stuff. This sucker say, hey, remember what you said back in January, early January? You said I'm gonna be pumping, so just follow me. This sucker say goodbye, right? But what I'm trying to say is like, you know, as long as we above the 21 EMA on a weekly basis, Ether going to be bullish, okay? The structure is there. Structure is there, okay? But it is very, very strong, overextended. It is very, very strong, okay? Very, very strong. And you go back in like early January, right? I was only one of the analysts, right, calling for Ether dropping down here, right? I was one of the few, okay, calling for Ether down to $80. I was one of the few calling for Ether when Ether was $275, guys. I was one of the only analysts calling for Ether dropping down here. Okay, I don't think you guys, I mean, I don't know, maybe you guys know somebody, but many analysts have been calling for 10K from this area. I was not calling for 10K Ether right here. Okay, but can we pump to 10K? That's going to be another topic, right? Let's see. My favorite word right now, basically. Oh no, but Ether could be a. I mean, it is bullish, man. I mean, it is bullish, man. So it's not like you want to be bullish when market is up, but that's the only way you can describe it. you cannot describe this entire move to the upside bearish, right? Okay, you could say that's bearish. Yes, that's a bearish structure, but this pattern right here, okay, it is still a bullish pattern, even though you could use it as a wedge pattern and say, okay, look at it, a wedge. Okay, that's a wedge right there. Could cheat yourself, right, and do it like this, right? But it is still, okay, it is still within the same channel. It is still above the 21 EMA for the Ether macro scale, right? So I don't know what to tell you right now for a bearish Ether. And resistance is going to be right there. $860, right? 850 area. So please don't, if Ether hit like 800, right, and we do not hit like 850, don't tell me like, oh, we did not hit 850. So I'm just showing you like what the chart is telling us, right? So right, my favorite alt pick going to be XRP. I like QDM. Okay, most people are not talking about QDM neither, right? But not like I like the fundamentals. I don't even follow fundamentals, but I just like the chart, right? QDM BTC chart, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at the 2-day basis, Ethereum USD. On a 2-day basis, it is dipping down slowly, right? So definitely support going to be 21 EMA, just about like 5. I've been anticipating 518, 488, but got bought up at 530. Nothing you can do, right? But let's see next dip if we're gonna be retesting. Let's go ahead on Binance. Take a look at, oh, that's not looking good. So we've been dipping like for 6 days, and 21 EMA going to be just about like 511. Let's do this. I don't like this. That's a 21 MA, not EMA. I keep saying MA. That was a 21. That was a 21 MA, not EMA. Okay, the purple line, right? So the 21 EMA on a 2-day basis, it is going to be 523. So that could hit my 518 target. And if it dips lower than 518, that's going to be a strong buy. Right? Right there. If it dips anywhere around here, it is going to be a strong buy, right? 21 EMA on a 3-day basis, it is going to be just about like 486, which is roughly around like our level, right? And candle going to close in 24 hours, and resistance has been pretty constant. So resistance for Ether going to be 592, close above 592, consolidate, going to be going to the moon, right? Support area for Ether, once again, right there, 518, down to 588, right? So 488, excuse me, right? And once, if we break this key area, we're going to talk about the next target to look forward to the downside, because we still got the 100 EMA on the 2-day basis also approaching, right? But it is not an area of interest right now unless we get a big sell-off, and we could accumulate again in this range. But that's going to be after we, if and only if we get a big sell-off, right? So keep that in mind, right? But primary target going to be, for me, going to be in this range, and we could get a nice flat correction right here. And we talk about it, guys. It's not like something we just creating right now, these setups. It is something we talked about before the breakout. It's right there, okay? Right there, okay? When Ether was breaking out like this, right? it was kind of challenging, right? But we took the breakout within the channel, okay? Right there. We said, oh, we're going to take it to the upside, right? If we break 410, 413, we took it all the way up to like 480, right? 479, 480. And after, you know, it dipped down, we accumulated, right? 450, 460, 475. We said, buy the dip, because next target, it is all the way up to 600. It doesn't have any resistance. However, try to get out as soon as possible. Don't wait for 600, because it is gonna drop right back down. Okay, right back down. Because why? It doesn't have any resistance above, you know, between 500 to 600. So it is gonna dump down. It is gonna pump right back up, and it's gonna dump right back down. So it was a multi-weeks analysis, right? And if you guys been paying attention to my analysis, you know we did talk about it. In my premium, that's what we did actually, at least, right? So let's just keep that in mind, right? So Ether short term still bullish. Okay, still bullish, right? Until we break the structure. This structure doesn't mean like we're gonna be going to the moon. It's not guaranteed, right? It is only telling us like we got a chance for a continuation pattern, right? Remember, however, if we get a lower high right there, that's not going to be good. Okay, we have to break a 630, 620, and so on. If we get a lower high, I might switch my setup and be looking for somewhere around the 100 EMA on a daily or, you know, 2-day chart, right? And look for this range for another accumulation, and we're going to take a look at it after that, right? Right. So you know, these setups are pretty crazy. So many setups you can get in this range. You could even anticipate a head and shoulder pattern formation, right, for Ether, for the long haul, right, for the long run, right there. That's possible, right? You just don't know, right? You just gotta have the you know, the IQ to basically anticipate it. If it plays out, great. If it doesn't, you just forget about it and you move on. That's also a setup, but I'm not waiting for this one. Okay, could take forever. So, but I will recognize it as soon as market decides to give us something like that, right? But right now we're just gonna focus on Ether right here. Just to be clear, right? I'm not saying we're gonna drop right there or right there, okay? What I'm saying, we're gonna focus on Ether short term, all the way down to like 480, 488 range, okay? If we get that area. But primarily, right? Primary support 518. Secondary support 480. Major support, previous accumulation. That's a major support. I don't think we're gonna break it easily, right? Oh, Bell, BEL. I've been watching BEL. Haven't traded it yet, but oh, DOT will be the biggest winner. I mean, I don't know, but let's see. DOT market cap is kind of high, man. 4 billion. That's nice. So it took Link almost like what, 3-4 years to get to 4 billion, and you know, consolidate at 4 billion. It, you know, it's taken like what, DOT like a year to be a 4 billion market cap. I mean, I like ARK. When ARK is bullish, right, it can pump. That's why I like ARK, right? So Unibright. No gossip. 4 billion. 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 That will be the biggest winner. And you're gonna make me FOMO on dot, man. Should I dump my XRP and buy dot? Please take a look at BLUSDT. I mean, oh no, oh, okay, Joseph. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at King XRP right now, right? We've been talking for an hour right now about BTC and Ethereum, but the real king, right? The king of the jungle, right? The real one, the unstoppable one, the biggest gainer, the sleeping giant, okay? And the name start with X, right? It means the unknown. King XRP, right? Let's take a look at it on the macro scale. Once again, I gave you guys a macro analysis. XRP $50. I said it back in 2019, right? But I think most of you guys forgot already. So, and one thing, okay, it is not financial advice, right? But the safest bet is like to be bullish on XRP. That's the safest bet. It's kind of like being macro bearish on BTC. That's not a safe bet, right? But anything can happen, right? But the safest bet to me is to be always bullish on XRP. Okay, to be always bullish on XRP, right? So let's take a look at the giant, the king, okay, the unstoppable, the unknown. You take a look at the macro scale. I give you I talk about it on my previous update, short video update. I did it intentionally to give you guys a 5-8 minutes videos, right? Just because most of you guys are gonna remember, right, when the video is short, right? But if the video is like, you know, 10, 20, 30 minutes, you guys not gonna remember anything because you watch the first 5 minutes and then that's it. The rest is just nonsense, right? So macro scale wise, we talk about it like how XRP in a bull market can do something crazy, okay? Some crazy moves, right? Back in 2017, you can see like from February 2015 all the way up to February 2017, guys, 24 months, nothing was going on. Nothing, okay? Zero, nada, data, okay? What's going on? But right after that, as soon as we get the breakout above the monthly 21 EMA, guess what, guys? All XRP did was like accumulated, okay? People been accumulating for 21 months, okay? As soon as we get the 21 EMA, right there, bang, okay? Bang. Okay, big move to the upside, never look back, never ever look back, right? And we pumped it upside, you know, overextendedly, right? Accumulated again from like May through November, 1 more month, okay? It took XRP just about like what, 30 days to 10x, okay? Because we opened this candle like just about like 20 cents. The low was 20 cents, I remember. November, okay, December, I remember XRP, right? And the sucker just, you know, you're just gonna wake up, you're gonna see XRP like 50% up every single day, stuff like that. It pumped all the way up, right? However, you know, things started to be very bad and most people gave up, okay? And most people just, you know, believe in the king, right? So you can see right there. So guys, let me see. We got 21 likes. We got 43 watching. So if you enjoy our content, guys, and you're new to if you're new to our content, don't forget to hit the likes also, and you know, subscribe to the channel. Join our public Telegram group, right? If you're looking to join Send Premium, you can send me a message, right? So XLM Coinbase crash. We're gonna take a look at, right? That must be a good news for the bears, right? So you can see a bull flag right there. You can call it a bull flag, you can call it a channel, okay, you can call it a bear market, right? But one thing you cannot ignore, and you do not want to call it, right, it is accumulation. Okay, one thing you can call it whatever you want it, zero, going to zero, trash, dead coin, but one thing you just have to remember, it is, this coin was in accumulation. Okay, I'm a big XRP fan, right? But when XRP was right there, what I told you guys, right, we need to close above the the monthly 21 EMA. Okay, we did. I was excited. We dumped right back down. I was like, guys, that's not good at all. That's not good. Even though we're expecting XRP to hit 80 cents, closing below the 21 EMA on a monthly, it is not a good sign. So what we need to do is, like, we're going to be looking for 11 cents. Okay, take a look at it. Where did we drop that? We dropped all the way down to 11 cents. Okay, 11 cents, right? And why 11 cents? 11 cents was what? 0.618. I was one of the first, I think Rob Ott said it, right? But I don't think he said it based on like Fibonacci, right? He just said it based on price pumping and dumping, right? So you take a look at it on the macro scale, on log scale, right? Make sure you use a log scale. If you double click on it, make sure you scroll down, right? You see fib levels based on log scale, right? Make sure it is checked. If it is not checked, you cannot know the secret for XRP price, right? So you can see, like, 40 cents, guys. We've been waiting for 11 to 13 cents. I said it, guys. I said it clearly. Multi-month. When? August all the way to March. Over what? 5-6 months. And we said once we hit this area, we're going to be pumping back up where? To 80 cents, guys. 80 cents. However, even though everything looks pretty juicy, everything looks nice, all right, we can pump from this point to all-time high and basically break all barriers and basically moon all the way up to basically $50. However, guys, one thing we just have to not try to ignore, right, is like, if we do not break 80 cents, guys, okay, my biggest challenge right now is like, can we break 80 cents? That's my biggest challenge. Because back then, what I was anticipating is like, if we retest 80 cents, okay, we could see some selling pressure down to 0.618. Okay, that's my biggest challenge right now, guys. XRP, that's my biggest challenge. Okay, that's my biggest challenge. Or, okay, we could possibly see just a double bottom at 50% also. Okay, but I will not be waiting for 6 cents. I'm not, honestly, right? However, if it gets there, that's going to be a steal, right? But for any reason, let's say we get a bad news, okay, second wave, okay, COVID, shutdown, Coinbase shutdown, Coinbase hack, whatever, right? And we get some XRP, see some XRP at 15, 13, 11, and all of that good stuff. That's going to be a steal, okay, because the structure is there. We just don't know if XRP going to be doing it, is going to be dumping. We just don't know, because this level of 80 cents, it is a hard resistance, right? Remember back in 2018 when many people did, myself, I FOMO too, right? I FOMO on XRP right there, right? 95, and I FOMO on XRP also right there, right? Okay, I did FOMO, right? But after I was like, okay, let's take a look at it, guys. We cannot just be a moon boy. Let's just take a step back and stay away from the chart for a while and reanalyze again. And after, you know, everything was clear, you know, we were on a downtrend in accumulation, right? So if you know, if you want to remember one thing in our analysis today for XRP is like, we at a very, very strong resistance and we need to break it. That's the only thing you need to remember. 80 cents. Okay, that's the only thing we need to break it. Otherwise, things could take us back to reaccumulation. I don't call it bear market. I'm just gonna call it reaccumulation, right? Because we know what we're looking for. Okay, what we're looking for, it is going to be an extension of the previous move. Okay, you know, most people say, oh, BTC 1.618 extension of wave 1 or wave 3 or whatever, right? All those Elliott wave analysts, right? But XRP, no one is talking about 1.618 extension of the previous wave, because they're scared to say it, guys. They're scared to say it. 1.618 extension of the previous wave. The sucker is like $3,000. I'm not saying we're gonna get there, but I do not want to analyze it based on 1.618 extension. But we're just gonna be conservative and we're gonna say 1-to-1 extension. Okay, 1-to-1 extension, right? 1-to-1 extension. If we only assuming like this one is wave 1, okay, if we're gonna be assuming that's wave 1, okay, we're gonna assume like the next big wave, not the sub wave, but the next big wave going to be possibly 1.618 extension. Okay, and in between you're gonna get multiple waves. Okay, another 5 wave right here. That's going to be like multiple bear markets, stuff like that. You just don't know what type of structure you're gonna get. It could be something like this too, right? Like that, like that, right? Pretty ugly, but you get the concept, right? Right. That's a subwave, okay? So something like this, okay? Just like BTC. That's possible, okay? That's possible. Next bull market, we could tap somewhere around like 16 to you know, $20, somewhere around that area, right? And let's do this, right? That's going to be a subwave in green, right? Possibly, okay? It's not guaranteed, right? But that's a if we're gonna be expecting $1 million BTC, I'm not gonna expect like a, you know, $20 XRP, man. You know, I'm gonna be expecting XRP above like, you know, $100, right? So I mean, guys, take a look at it, man. If 20 years ago, what was the US, you know, debt, okay? The US national debt, okay? It wasn't like 2 trillion, 1 trillion. Right now it's over like 20 trillions, right? So it's so much money printing, man. You got inflation, you know, government is printing money, giving it out to people, right? So, you know, the money supplies is basically going crazy. So it has to go somewhere, okay? 50 years ago, 100 years ago, if somebody told you gold gonna be worth like $2,000, you're not gonna believe it, right? So even 10 years ago, if somebody told you when BC was at $10, okay, none of us would have believed like BC going to hit like $20, okay? Not even like $200. Now BC is trading at $20,000 with a market cap of over like, you know, nearly 300 billion. So, you know, look at Tesla, okay? Tesla was $20 IPO, right? If I'm not mistaken, right? Now over like what? Before the split, almost like $2,500, $3,000. So don't fall for that, okay? back in 2017, I was saying the same thing when XRP was 18 cents. I was like, oh, when XRP goes, if XRP goes to like, $3, the market cap of XRP gonna be higher than the market cap of BTC. So that's not feasible, right? But BTC is moving also. BTC is moving also. BTC is moving also, right? So, and we could get like, possibly within the next few years, I don't know how long, right? A multi-trillion market cap. Multi-trillion market cap for the crypto market, right? So, but we're just speculating, right? It is not guaranteed we're gonna get it, right? However, we just buy the dip, man. I just buy the dip, right? So yeah, I mean, it all really depends on what Bitcoin going to do. Yes, loud, say it loudly. But I mean, XRP going to outperform Bitcoin, right? I mean, during a bear market, XRP gonna lose all the all the gains to BTC, right? But during a bull market, if BTC 100x, XRP going to 300x. That's it. That's what you need to remember. I mean, hey Peter. Peter is a moon boy. I'm not saying we will. I'm just showing you what's in the chart, right? Just like I showed you the moon analysis, right? You gotta take both, man. You cannot just say, oh, we're gonna moon, but we're never gonna do this. Don't do that, okay? Don't do that. Just suck it up, okay? If it's in the chart, it's there, okay? I'm not saying we're going to zero, but some people are saying we're going to zero. So if I say we're going to retrace down to 0.618, possibly if we get rejected, it's just an honest analysis, right? Do you think I want XRP to hit like 10 cents? No, I don't. Do you think like I want XRP to break 80 cents? Yes, I want XRP to break 80 cents, break all-time high, and go to the moon, right? Yeah, it's going to moon. Uranium. So now, you don't want to get me started with uranium. I'm very bullish on uranium too, guys. So I've been talking about uranium like over the last few months, like since last year. I've been following uranium, right? Been buying the dip and accumulating. I don't know if any one of you follow uranium, but you guys might want to start like paying attention to uranium, man. So let's go back to the dollar. So I don't know why, but let's start off with the monthly, since like we already got the monthly time frame on for the dollar. Yeah, dollar monthly doesn't look good at all. But one thing we anticipating for the dollar is like, we know we anticipating a reversal for the dollar, right? Right there, okay, on the lower degree. So I'm gonna show you. But monthly, we're closing. That's the second monthly close below the monthly 100 EMA. So that's not a good sign. As you can see, back in 20 not 20, but 2013 and so on, monthly 100 EMA was a massive resistance. Okay, we got a nice M bottom formation, nice. I love this structure right there. Whenever I see it, I'm bullish on it. Okay, it's like this. Okay, whenever I see it, I'm bullish on it. I think UED, something like that, one of these coins creating it right now. It looks like I'm got some eyes right there, I mean some glasses right there, but pump to the upside right now, retesting the 100 EMA right there and broke it. Okay, macro scale, the dollar could be in trouble, right? So we just gonna have to wait over the next few months, right, to see if the Dixie gonna be bouncing back up above 92, 93. I'm expecting 94, right? But looking at the monthly, it means like we might not even get it this month if you pay attention to the monthly. But let's go ahead and take a look at the lower degree, right? So if we take a look at the lower degree, it seems like bulls got a chance, right, to get either a wedge pattern, right? We just don't know. I was looking at first a parallel channel. I'm going to talk about uranium next, right? So it looks like that's what I was looking for initially, right? But we broke this range, so we just have to change our strategy to see at what price level. I'm not trading the dollar, but I'm watching it because a reversal on the dollar could basically give BTC the BTC bulls some tough time, right? So we could possibly bounce back up in this range, right? So now that's my primary my primary pattern, right? And secondary pattern could be something like this, right? We just don't know how high it is going to go because we only got one touch, right? But we're just going to focus on the primary pattern right now, right? Let me just draw another imaginary line right here. All right, so that's this red line going to be probably secondary, okay, if the first one fails, right? So but keep an eye on the dollar over the next few weeks, right? Few weeks and so on. Rock and roll and throw the dice. Yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look at BEL before we talk about BTC again. For Peter Moonboy, I mean, on a 6-hour basis, it is still a hold, right? Even though it is double tapping, and you might want to wait till we break the 6-hour 21 EMA, and you're gonna start like looking for lower numbers, right? But as long as price action is above this range, it is going to be a hold, right? So you got the nice 0.618 pullback, right? That was like last week, this sucker. Okay, and then a nice pump to double top. So keep an eye on your 6-hour. If you want to panic, you basically could panic with your 21 EMA if we break the 21 EMA on your 4-hour. But 4-hour time frame, sometimes you can break it and bounce right back up. That's why sometimes it's not reliable too much, right? But 6 to 8 hour, pretty much reliable, right? Let's take a look at CCJ. it dipped right back down. So that's the good news. Like we've been trading just about like $9 to $10 accumulating in this range. That's the good news. And then we got a nice breakout to the upside. So CCJ is a uranium stock. So if you want to look it up and do your own research, right? So let's take a look at the macro scale first. So on the macro scale, on a weekly basis, it looks like a wedge pattern, and we got this breakout to the upside. I'm not going to show you the big moves, right? But you know, the bull market. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the bull market, right? Back in early 2000 up to like 2007, right? We got a nice bull market from nearly like just a little less than $2, right? Excuse me. And all the way up to like a $50, $60, okay, before the start of the bear market, right? Right now, if you take a look at it in terms of Fibonacci on log scale, price action dipped all the way down to price action dips all the way down to 0.618 right there. Okay, that's 0.618. Can we dip down to 0.786? We could. Okay, it is not guaranteed, right? But we could still dip down. Okay, if we get some bad news, right? Another uranium, you know, bad news, whatever, right? Fukushima, we might be dipping all the way down. That's only danger. That's the dangerous part of it, right? So we don't want to get another bad news, right? So, but as of now, it looks great, right? And another bull market, right? If we're going to be anticipating a one-to-one extension of the previous move, which is like the previous bull market, if we're just going to replicate, if you're going to replicate this move, right, we could see possibly, right? That's not a log scale, so I have to use log scale. Swing low, okay, to swing high to the bottom. One-to-one extension going to be just about 180, okay, 180. That's just one-to-one extension, not like 1.618 extension, which is going to be somewhere around like 1500. But I don't have a, you know, any plan to wait for 1500, right? But if and only if we're going to be in a bull market, because sometimes you just don't know, okay, how long it is going to take, right? So it is not a when thing. It is just about if, okay, it is not when, because if this sucker does this, you know, just have to suck it up and reaccumulate, okay? If it wick down, you got another chance to buy the dip. And once the bull market starts, you're just going to sit, you know, I'm just going to sit tight, relax, and wait for a target. Okay, current price just about like, you know, $11. Okay. So let's take a look at UEX. UEX also got a nice pattern, right? It is a that's the type of pattern I was just showing you on the dollar, right? But the dollar was doing it on a monthly basis. Okay, you can see like this guy is doing it on a weekly basis, right? It is a very powerful pattern, and it can, if it trigger an uptrend, it can go much higher. Okay, it can go much higher. And this boy tapped somewhere around like 2012, right? So just about like 75 cents. So it's not even that bad, right? Let's take a look at MACD. Seems like we already got divergence, right? Yeah, we already got a divergence on MACD on a weekly basis, right? So it looks great. And we got UUU, right? Energy fuel, right? So got a target up to like 350, short-term target. Nice breakout, just like just like UEX, right? Same pattern, okay? Same exact pattern. So same exact pattern, just bump to the upside. So we almost at resistance. So if you've been accumulating like the low $1.50, you know, you're already almost like, you know, at $3 almost. Okay, we hit like $2.99, so that you already double your money, right? And I've been accumulating, okay? I've been accumulating this because I understood what was going on. That's why sometimes you don't need to do any chart analysis, but if you take a look at the chart, you want to be able to recognize your accumulation, right? And this is one of the most powerful pattern, okay? One of the most powerful pattern to pay attention to, right? Yeah, that's one of the most powerful pattern right there. We're going right there. Jude Moonboy, XRP fanboy. Let's go back to BTC. We down like 1% on the daily. Not much going on. On Binance, we got a low volume of support. Take a look at this one. That's the same exact pattern we just talked about, right? So let's see, all right. And we talked about it like before the daily close. We said it's gonna be coming back down here. So if we find a nice support right here, it's gonna be pushing back up. Okay, that's Ethereum actually, right? But basically going to be doing the same thing. So, but the bad news is like you got a very low volume at support level right there. That's the only bad news, right? And the move back up was corrective, so this is the initial impulse move. So that's correction, that's impulse. So we don't know if it's going to be like this. But if we break a key support area right there, look for 0.618 for Ethereum. Would be next support for the bull is gonna be right there, just about 545, 550 area to be exact. 547. Let's go back to BTC. I think we already talked about this before even we played out right there, right? So we said look for this move down. So if we find the support at the low 18.1, 18.2, we could either make a triple top or we can basically make a three-way move, which is going to be a WXY correction. A possible Y correction, right? that's possible. Oh, you know, we got the hourly basis, still waiting for the hourly 100 EMA, not yet rejecting the price. So right there, okay, so we could get the hourly rejection right here after the dip, right? If and only if we get the dip. If not, it can just, you know, get the dip and create a wedge pattern like this, okay? What fib, like what, which time frame you talking about? Lower degree or higher time frame? I just showed you the first one we tested 382, created a new high, right? So the second one most likely going to retest like 50%, which is roughly around like 18 and 0.618. 50% going to be 18,150, 18,132. And right there. So I think the sucker gonna find support right here. Kind of like a EGLD, right? EGLD see EGLD, right? Before the pump right back up, when it was right here, it started dropping. I was like, okay, it's gonna do this, but it did not drop all the way down to the bottom, low 11s, right? It just reversed back down to 0.618 and pump right back up. And if you take a look at it on the lower degree, it is replicating the same structure again. Right, we got this move. So it can try to force through. It is still very bullish. It is still bullish. You can see like daily wants to go back below the daily 21. So I think looking at the daily time frame, if bulls going to be losing the previous day bullishness, volume on Bitstamp was nice compared to the sell volume. So that's, the bears are not showing up really. Yeah, bears not showing up really. Take a look at it right there. Even on Coinbase, it wasn't a lot. Sell volume right here. You can see like got neutralized. So second dip, right? We can dip within the next 24 hours. And after the next daily candle open, it can pump right back up. Okay. Or even before the daily candle open, it can pump right back up. And it is going to basically create a different pattern, because we might not be looking for a flat correction like that, right? We might not get the flat, we might get a triangular formation, right? Again, we might get something like this, right? If that's the case, we just have to get it tighter. That's all it is. That's it. But the bigger structure is there. It's right here. That's what we've been looking for, actually, right? If you watch one of my previous analysis, right? Like that. That's also possible. So, but we might not be able to do it like that. So maybe like this, right? Just contract it. Oh, okay. So to do your favor, just do a swing low, right, to swing high. That's all. Okay. Is that what you mean, or you mean the fib extension? So you gotta be specific, right? Which one you're talking about? So just go right there, right? Go to your Fibonacci retracement, click on it, right? Or the easiest thing to do is like, make sure to star it, right? When you go to your Fibonacci retracement, click on the star. Okay, and so that way you're gonna get your toolbox right there. You're never gonna have to basically go back right here. When you get everything that you need, you just have it right there. Okay, I got like fib circle. I don't need it, but just in case somebody mentioned it, I just have to grab it quickly. I don't have to go there and check it, right? Stuff like that. So you just go right there. You click on it on your. Go to your toolbox, right? Click on it, and after that you go to your swing low, right? And then do swing high, right? And that's your low, and that's your high, right? And that's your favorite, fib levels, right? But make sure, okay, to know which one you're using, because mine, I always use the the log scale regardless, right? But sometimes it gets me, because when the majority is looking for the regular base, right, regular fib level, right, you might miss your target by like 2 points and stuff like that. So be cautious, right? So for instance, right now this sucker is on log scale, right? However, let's remove the log scale. If you remove the log scale, you can see like BTC retest 0.618 nearly on the dot, right? But if I put it on log scale, right, it's gonna miss it. Okay, it's gonna miss it. That's why sometimes you always want to give yourself some room for error, right? Don't look for a very, very specific number. But you're not gonna, you only want to use the log scales, on the macro scale too, but I just leave it like this, right? So for the but if you understand what you're doing, you can use it on the lower degree. It is very accurate, on the lower degree too. So you can see XRP pump like 20% with no divergence on MACD, right? So it means that it's going to lose the some of the momentum and retrace back down to a low 50s again. So Excuse me. So guys, we got 42 watching. So if you just join the stream, the live stream, you can basically just hit the likes if you enjoy the content. That's a nice, that is a nice triple bottom versus BTC. Amazon looks like it is about to break out either to the upside or to the downside, but best thing to do is like wait for a directional move. My personal bias is like it is gonna break out to the upside, right? That's my personal bias, right? However, a capitulation to the downside is also, it's not going to be a capitulation, but you know what I mean, right? But it is also possible just about like 2400, right? But a breakout to the upside could basically create some very strong bullish momentum, right? So keep an eye on Amazon, right, over the next like few days and so on. So it is back down to the daily 100 EMA, so that's a nice support right there. As you can see, could not even break it back in September. We got another support in November. When everything been mooning, it's just been accumulating, right? So an upside target nearly like 4,000, okay, 3868 if we break out, okay? So also keep an eye on Microsoft, right? Beautiful setup right here. Don't have a breakout setup, don't have a breakout yet, right? So they both could break out at the same time, right? So, but we got a nice bull flag right there. Oh man, I was very bullish on this sucker switch back, right? Charge point, but I was very hesitant right there, right around like $13. So I was like, okay, let me let it, you know, retest like a $12 and so on, being a doom boy. But this sucker just broke out. Like right now it's like almost $42, but it is gonna come back down. Okay, it's gonna come back down here. It's about 26 and so on. So, yeah, but switch back. By the time I was doing my research on it, it was like, when I started doing my research, it was like $13. So this sucker didn't give you time to do anything. Let's pump. Yeah, Palantir broke out. I'm also bullish on Exxon, right? We already got the target in our premium group, looking for $54 when Exxon was, I think, like 39. I jumped in at 39, right? So we could get the 54. Also very bullish on GTE. Initial entry was like 23 cents, 22 cents. And sucker is at right now, beautiful. Okay, it pumped all the way up to 41, kind of deep. It is dipping down. Okay, buy zone was like this range. Okay, so if you basically bought it anywhere around 22, 23, you know, you're still up 60%. We're looking for like 56 all the way up to like a 64. So 200% move, guys. And that's not like crypto, that's stocks. So one of the reasons, why I was bullish on it, because the pattern, I just go by the pattern. As soon as I saw it, I didn't hesitate. Okay, I was like, we're gonna be looking for this move. Okay, so this pattern is a very, very powerful pattern. I think Helion, let's take a look at. I think is creating a similar pattern. Yes, it is creating similar pattern, but it looks like it's gonna break this low right here. So I would give it some time over the next like a few hours, few days. Wait to see if like we're gonna break out above the 211 EMA. Okay, at least on the 6 hour. Okay, a break above like 1921, upside target going to be just about 27, but bears might be looking at this head and shoulder pattern formation, right? You could look for 0.618 pullback, which is just about like 36, 37 right there, and 50% pullback, 32. So the bullish pattern is there, right? It just has to give us a crossover on MACD and price above 211 EMA on the 6 hour, right? At least, right? If you're comfortable enough with the 4 hour, you can take the 4 hour, right? And rejection, primary rejection, just about 27, right? But it can pump to a 0.618. So go back to BTC. And back to 18.5. Yep. Seems like it wants to do this. Low sell volume right there. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it a day. Hopefully you guys enjoy the streaming. If you do, don't forget to hit the likes, join our public Telegram group, subscribe to the channel, and be safe out there. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching.